Who agree that 90% of all disease begins in the colon? Did you know that 80% of all Americans suffer from internal parasites and parasitic infection? If allowed, our bodies are capable of healing themselves. The key to optimal health is not only what we eat, but also a healthy digestive system and a strong immune system. At Freshwater Organics, we offer FPP, a daily organic supplement that helps eliminate parasites, heavy metals, and high cholesterol naturally and safely. FPP, or fossilized phytoplankton powder, has been used worldwide for thousands of uses and is now available from Freshwater Organics. In addition, we offer an entire line of products to help cleanse waste and toxins, strengthen your immune system, and improve your overall well-being. Make freshwaterorganics.com your first stop for organic and natural supplements at the best prices. Visit freshwaterorganics.com. Again, that's freshwaterorganics.com, or request your free catalog by mail by calling 888-949-3570.
They helped to create a new world order. We are part of a new world order.
A new world order based upon collective action.
Invisible Empire is a damning indictment of the globalists through their own words and documents.
The new world order really is a tool for addressing a new world of possibilities.
It means all the world under their control.
The United Nations would take over America. The Trilateral Commission would control the world.
Invisible Empire chronicles how men of power and influence have worked in stealth for centuries to establish an oppressive world government.
I believe, first of all, that we now need nothing short of a world constitution for the global financial system.
Global governance with the establishment of the G20.
So it's going to be an inner ruling elite and then everyone else. And I got news for you. You're everyone else.
Invisible Empire. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com, or watch it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Jim Newcomer with Midas Resources, talking today about change. Not the change we were promised by President Obama, but the reality that we must face in these changing economic times. With our national debt currently exceeding $12.5 trillion and our unfunded liabilities totaling over $107 trillion, the value of the U.S. dollar continues its slide into oblivion. There's still time to ensure your financial security with precious metals, but you need to act today. Call me, Jim Newcomer, at 800-686-2237, extension 104, and we can explore how Midas Resources can help you secure your financial future. With our government continuing to find new ways to spend our money at the expense of our children and grandchildren, there's still time to acquire a true hedge against inflation with precious metals. Call me, Jim Newcomer, at 800-686-2237, extension 104, and we'll discuss how you can take physical possession or convert your IRA into precious metals before it's too late. 800-686-2237, extension 104, and make the commitment today to retain the security you worked a lifetime to establish.
You may be new to freeze-dried foods. You may have storable food questions. You may want to buy your freeze-dried foods from a very reputable company and not go broke in the process. Welcome to the Freeze-Dry Guy. Okay, actually, we're more than just one guy. We're a California-based company that's been serving our U.S. military and other government agencies with the finest in freeze-dried storable foods and emergency rations since 1970. See all about us at freezedryguy.com. With Freeze-Dry Guy freeze-dried foods, you can and will be ready for just about any unexpected crisis. Freeze-Dry Guy foods are delicious, require little preparation, and will taste just as fresh decades from now as they do today. Just add hot water and serve. Backpackers consistently rate us #1 year after year as the best tasting and ease of preparation. Isn't that what you want for your family? Visit freezedryguy.com or call 866-404-FOOD. That's 866-404-3663, or go to freezedryguy.com. Freeze-Dry Guy, the best you can buy.
Coming up in the next hour, Luke Rudkowski got to have a talk with Stephen Colbert about the Bilderberg Group threatening to kill independent journalists, and Colbert talked about it on his TV show. Spent about 20-30 minutes with Luke. Then I'm going to get back into government stage terror. This article up at Infowars.com is so important. Government preparing to stage domestic terror attack. Now, if you think the Iceland earth changes are bad, the volcano, look at this French news agency report. Rare Yellowstone volcano eruption would be deadly. The biggest known volcano in the world. We're going to be talking about that towards the end of the next hour. And look, scientists had always said that asteroids didn't hit the Earth but every few million years. But Shoemaker-Levy comet that broke up in 5 pieces and hit Saturn proved, because now they can look at the solar system, that planets are being hit every few decades by big asteroids. and Earth about every 100 years gets hit by one. And so we are looking right now, statistically, for that to happen. Volcanoes, they thought, didn't erupt that much. Look at all the eruptions. Look at all the earthquakes we're now having. We live in a very volatile Earth. But don't worry, there's another religion, not just the fake Wall Street people. There's the derivatives with the greenhouse gas taxes, where you pay an indulgence to the church, i.e. Al Gore. He waves a wand. And Max Keiser, if we paid taxes to Al Gore and Barack Obama and to George Soros and others, would they wave a wand and stop the earthquakes and volcanoes? Because they are in the news today, and the UN is saying this is global warming that caused the volcano.
Well, carbon trading, which is an offshoot of global warming, as I pointed out on your show before, is just another derivatives nightmare being cooked up by the folks on Wall Street. And once they bust out the real estate market and they bust out the dot-com market or the savings and loan or the long-term capital management, you know, they need fresh markets to blow up. And carbon trading and box office futures clearly are going to be those markets. Cantor Fitzgerald, by the way, is big in both of those markets. You know, Cantor Fitzgerald is a firm that you don't hear a lot about. It's not as big as the other firms, except they did lose the most bankers of any firm on 9/11. That's probably their most notoriety. But they are involved in both of these markets, and carbon trading is just another way to create derivatives upon derivatives, which are designed to blow up. They're designed to create catastrophe so that the government has to come in and bail out the counterparties, as they're called. But meanwhile, all the fees that have been generated, billions of dollars in fees, are kept by the people who...
So they make money on the way up, and then they make money on the way down with a bailout, and then it always is a selective bailout, destroying their competition. Shifting gears into another subject, your take on gold and silver. I mean, the numbers we see from mainline groups is that gold should be $2,500 or so, silver $50, balanced from the 1980s numbers with inflation. And now there's been congressional testimony with insiders and the head of GATA, the gold antitrust group, documenting that J.P. Morgan and others are manipulating gold and the ways they're doing that. What's your take on that?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, let's get into that in a second. But first, I wanted to mention, because I made a prediction on your show a couple of months ago, maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and I laid it out in no uncertain terms. And a lot of people really thought that I was making a very kind of off-the-wall prediction. But listen to this, Alex. I said on your show a few months ago that Facebook, with their virtual currency game Farmville, was going to end up as a way to just basically push debt onto unsuspecting users using their virtual currency. Now, if you look this up as a headline on Guardian, Farmville user runs up a 900-pound debt, roughly $1,200. A 12-year-old boy spent 625 pounds on his mother's credit card and another 288 pounds of his own savings on the Facebook game Farmville. Now, this is the beginning. This is the start of virtual enslavement and virtual currencies. Get these kids hooked on what looks like innocent games on the Internet and through Facebook, and before you know it, they owe real money to these people. They've got real credit card debts. Of course, they're being charged extortionary rates, and now they're under the gun to pay back these debts using these so-called innocent games. And you're going to see this become an explosion over the next 2 or 3 years. The virtual currency business right now.
Well, what about Second Life? What about Second Life, where people are paying thousands of dollars for a fictitious Ferrari, and they spend all their time on it like it's the real world?
But they go into debt to pay for the fictitious Ferrari. So it's similar. It's like 12-year-olds doing exactly what the people in Germany did when they bought fictitious bonds from Goldman Sachs. They wake up one day and they say, wait a minute, this was a fictitious bond. But Goldman says, wait, you still owe us $10 billion.
Yeah,
for a 12-year-old kid, he reaches into his mother's purse, takes out a credit card. Now he owns $1,200 to Facebook, and he says, wait a minute, I thought it was a game. I thought it was fictitious money. They say,
we got a break.
Well, no, actually, you owe us the money, and, of course, you have to give us the money right away.
Max, we got a break. When we come back, let's get into this. We found the London Guardian article. We'll put it up on screen during the break. And with Half-Life and all these other, or Second Life, it's incredible.
We're on the march. The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.